Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Bomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Ola Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. Today promises to be very, very interesting, like it was yesterday. And we're going to be bringing you more gist and more stories all from Nigeria and around the world about politics, sports, entertainment, and everything else in between. Anything else in between can be anything else in between at this point. But it promises to definitely be a very, very interesting one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. My name is Ola Dolupo, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things. President Tinubu has renamed the university. The CBN, the House of Reps has told the CBN to suspend ATM fee hike. Do they have the powers to do so, or is just information? We'll see a bit to that. Also, I think there's news coming from the Senate as well, asking INEC to go on with elections quickly. EFCC arrest more foreigners in Nigeria. Interesting news. Probably these things need to be looked into more. But basically, this and a lot more other things are going to be talking about. Also going to be talking about a bit of sports. There's a lot of gist coming from Manchester United, from the new stadium to the new part owner going off on the players. Is it right? Is it good? We'll talk about that. Also, there's Champions League, the second leg of the last 16, I think, starts today and tomorrow. So we'll get to do a bit of a preview on that and a lot of other things right now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Like I said, my name is Ola Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar. And with me in the studio is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the bar.
Okay, so we're moving straight into the gist for today. First things first, President Tinubu immortalizes Maitama Sule as he renames the Federal University of Education in Kano after this person. First things first, who's Maitama Sule?
Is this a joke?
I'm asking now.
You're asking me?
Yes.
I didn't know we were coming here to write it. Just like a government official said on Saturday when, she was bombarded by media people with questions. She's like, oh, wow, she didn't know she was coming for a job interview.
You're supposed to be prepared.
But Maitama Sule, one of the things that stands out for me about him is the fact that, he worked on the anti-apartheid committee in the United Nations. It was Nigeria's top person when it came to, the United Nations and diplomatic circle. He was a great man indeed. I think he died around 2018 or 2017, but Maitama Sule was one of the good ones. He served Nigeria diligently. He was a good man. He was a good man through and through. And funny thing is, it's funny how we're quick to forget those people. We tend to not have a proper system in place that rewards them. Was it the old anthem that says the labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain? This is a good example.
Old anthem now. Wow.
This is one of the good examples of what it is. And so Maitama Sule actually deserves. There are parts of Nigeria that are named after him, though. There are some major roads here and there that I know are named Maitama Sule. Was a great guy. I remember him. He has style and everything. I remember him very well. I wonder why she threw that to me, but it's fine.
That's not the person.
Yeah.
So I didn't just want to.
But beyond that,
be just like Google answer. Yeah. Do you understand? Because honestly, I had no idea who the person was.
Yeah. So beyond that, actually, for me, the thing that I actually want to talk about when it comes to Maitama Sule is not that this school was named after him. A university was being renamed to honor him. Mm-hmm. It's that, how is Bola Tinubu doing these things seamlessly?
What do you mean by that?
So a few years ago, President Goodluck Jonathan tried to rename University of Lagos after MK Abiola. It didn't work.
I think that
it didn't go about it the proper way or something.
Maybe because I know that it said that there were quite a number of things that you could have done. And I think there's a bit of consultations that go into it before you finally name those things. It's not a wake up one morning and do. Maybe President Tinubu decided I'd done those or I had gone through due diligence. Also, it's like there's just some universities, just leave it alone. I know that, you say, okay, maybe University of Ife or something was changed to Obafemi Awolowo University. But I think that was a while ago. I think it's going to be very difficult to change something like that anymore. Or, say University of Ibadan, I want to change it to what? Awolowo University? Or what?
There are a lot of things
let's leave it. Bolaige University. Let's leave it alone. There's some places that just leave
now,
it.
Now, this is sentiment speaking now. This is Dolupo's own feeling about it. But what I'm actually talking about transcends that. On a real to real, if you take a look at it, how and why is it not causing any form of anger or angst? It just seems to be like taking this decisions. I've seen a few other upgrades. There's a school that they've taken over in Kaduna that's now a federal university. The Taisholari College of Education, TASWED, or what's it called, is now a federal university, and all of that. So a lot of this immortalization is still going on, but I'm looking at how they are creating schools that are now like specialist schools. You know, the School of Aviation was approved a few days ago, amongst all the private universities that were, put out there. But the good thing, the major thing about it is that someone like Maitama Sule, gets immortalized. It's a very good thing. I totally like the idea.
Anyway, moving on from that quickly. The federal government, since we're talking about schools, the federal government through the Minister of Education is talking about engaging government schools, or what I say schools in states that are shutting down because of the Ramadan period. So first things first, I know that we had talked about it at the bar, and it was very, very funny because this is probably the first time we're hearing about it. But it's not the first time fasting goes on in schools. It's not the first time. This happens once every year, and this first time we're hearing about schools being shut down for weeks because of Ramadan. Yeah, so it's kind of, as much as Ramadan is not alien to Nigeria and Nigerians, this act in about 4 different states is actually very alien. And a lot of people have come up to say Khan had something to say. In fact, I think there's Nans has decided to. There's the 72-hour ultimatum and all that. And there's a lot of people that have had to say for and against. People are saying it's not every student that is a Muslim. And even the Muslim students, the school curriculum will not stop because of you. Life should still go on. People have gone on to even say that as far as even places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai and places that they are really like core Muslim countries, life does not stop. Life doesn't stop. School doesn't stop because you're fasting. Do you understand? So a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about it. And I think that, because at first, my first issue was, why is the government not doing something about it? But then I remember that basic education is the purview of the states, so they can do as they wish. But I like the angle that the minister is coming from. There needs to be an explanation. As much as things are in your purview, I also don't think that things that affect thousands of lives should just be done just because somebody feels cool about it.
I honestly just hope and pray that we would learn to separate politics from governance. The way we decide to take some of these decisions, the things that inspire, and again, suddenly it's 2025 and it's happening. Like,
we should be moving forward. We shouldn't be retrogressing at this point.
It didn't happen last year. I do not recall any state in Nigeria shutting down for the entire month.
For the
and how has that enhanced fasting? Because again, I noticed that even from the times that I fast, that if I'm inactive, it's harder.
It's worse, oh. It is worse. You know, when you are fasted, and you know, I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I think that even Muslims fasting, they have it easier because you kind of you eat in the morning, yeah? You eat very early in the morning. When it comes to Christian fast, you don't even eat. But I tell people that, am I the only one that's when you need to go to work and you need to get busy? So that your mind, because the minute your mind is idle, you are in all sorts of places. Now, we're talking about children for about 4 or 5 weeks not going to school.
And again,
what would you have them do?
And again, not just them children now that you're talking about who actually are fasting. What about the ones that are not fasting? You know,
the
what
ones
about
that are
the
not
ones
even Muslims?
That are not Muslims at all. They are not even Christians too. You know, we can't just say that everybody in Nigeria.
No, that's what I'm saying. The fact that you are not Muslim means you can be any other religion.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So why?
Yeah, because you know the Christian fast is out too. There's Lent.
Oh yeah, there's Lent. Yeah, so it's like as if you're now saying you're shutting down states and the Lent is even longer. It's 40 days. So
and you didn't start it when Lent started, so that we'll say, you know, this is what this person has done, and it's fantastic. Do you get? So it doesn't make any sense to me, Sha. Honestly, I know that people need to worship their God in the way they want and do their religion, but what about the people?
If a parent
are not, you know, partakers of this,
even Muslims, if a parent decides their child is not going to school for that number of weeks, good luck to you. If you're another thing is that if we're trying to promote primary education, we're trying to promote that every child has to go to school. Mm-hmm. You're not helping in this fight for children to go to school, because if it's okay for you to miss school for 4 or 5 weeks, what are you teaching? What are you trying to portray? It does not make sense. And I remember, so this reminds me of my secondary school. As much as it was a private school, it was pretty much like a Christian school, yeah? You know, private schools, the religion of the owner is most likely what you both will do, yeah? Which was fine. However, I remember a family who their father was an imam in London. There were 4 of them. And, but it was basically like going to a Christian school, yeah? They all finished from this particular school. And I remember, I think the second child at a point, there was an issue in school that was said that she did not, I think assembly or something, she doesn't sing, or she just doesn't partake in the prayers and all that. And I remember her mom coming to school, and it was more of a, when you're a Rome, behave like the Romans. These people are the kind of people that summer holidays, yeah, they first go for, is it Lesser Hajj or Umrah or one of those things that happen around that time. They go before they go to London for summer every year. So you know how much of a staunch Muslim they are. However, the mother literally came to school to beat her.
Why?
When you are in school, follow the rules of the school. Once you are out of school, whatever happens. But the minute you are in the 4 walls of the school,
you should comply.
You comply with what the school.
That's what the parents said.
Yes, you comply with what the school says.
But you know, again, I know we all grew up with all these religious influences in school. In fact, my primary school and secondary school, we would pray Monday to Thursday in the Christian style. Then on Friday, we would pray in the Islamic way. It made me learn the Fatiha and 1 or 2 other prayers that I know till today. I could recite them like that. And I'm all grown now, and I still see that even at events, they say, let us pray and everything. And I start feeling funny about it. And I'm like, we should get to a point where we understand what it means to be secular, and where we realize that this is a corporate event. And we don't need that. And you don't pray from your house. So again, we need to also understand that too when it comes to governance. That, you know, governance, you can be a Christian president or a Christian governor. Yeah,
We shouldn't even have things like Muslim
your
states.
religion should not
Christian
be
states. Yes.
Ahead of the constitution of Nigeria. It should not be.
And I remember this report a few weeks ago where I think it was the Arewa Consultative Forum that was complaining and saying that the presidency of Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, both of them being Muslims, have not benefited the Islamic community in Nigeria. And I found it funny because I know that, yes, one of the major issues they even had was the fact that it was a Muslim ticket, yeah? But whether you like them or not, I don't think that they have based their presidency on whether they're both Muslims. So why would like an Arewa Consultative Forum feel that they need to get some advantage because both the president and the vice president
that was probably their plan from the get. That's why they probably jumped on that ticket and said we're going to support this ticket and everything. Again, that's why I'm saying that we must tread carefully in this country when we start to put religious beliefs and our needs and wants that are religious ahead of the collective good of the country. It's a very dangerous, slippery slope. And if we're not careful, if we go down that way,
it doesn't make sense.
So
anyway.
please don't force people to do Christian things, and don't force non-Christians to do it. Don't force non-Muslims to do Muslim things, and don't force non-traditionalists to do other religions.
I don't understand how
force tradition. Because how do you even want them to feel when most times they don't even feature, and there are a lot of people out there who are traditionalists.
There are quite a lot.
A
lot of people. It's interesting, like, even like in the Southwest, a lot of people believe, and I think that it's an understandable belief that the Southwest seems to be the most liberal. There's so much of a lot of people being Muslims, being Christians, being traditional worshippers, and you think that, okay, it's just you. Then you go to the South, or you go to the Southeast, and there's so many people that don't send your Christianity or Islam. So many people. And you think, it's just from the South. And you go to the North, you will be shocked. So, like I said, I actually agree with you that there are quite a number of people that are not Muslims or Christians, and they don't seem to feature in our conversations. And I don't think it's fair.
So, this is an aside, though. Just while we started the program, the Nigerian Football Federation released the list of players who are Super Eagles players who are actually making it to camp. They had a short list earlier. Now there's a shorter list now.
Okay. Let me look for it. I'll look for it.
And of course, Stanley Nwabali, Amas Obasoge, and Kayode Bankole are the 3 goalkeepers. Thank God.
Mr.
His name is not there.
Hallelujah.
Now, for the defenders...
Okay, I shouldn't say that,
for the defenders, there's William Ekong, Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Onyemachi, Calvin Bassi, Olaoluwa Aino, Igor Ogbu. Those are the defenders that have made it to the final list. Midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi, Raphael Onyedika, Alassane Yusuf Abdullahi, Alex Iwobi, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Papa Daniel Mustafa. Daniel Mustafa plays for Niger Tornadoes.
Sorry, please.
Just like Kayode Bankole plays for Remo Stars.
Please, I kind of forgot before you got. I kind of maybe missed. I was looking for something. Please, the defenders. Please, can you read it out again? I heard Ekong.
William Ekong, Al Khalud FC of Saudi Arabia. Bright Osai Samuel, Fenerbahce, Turkey. Bruno Yemachi, Olympiacos, Greece. Calvin Bassi, Fulham FC. Olaoluwa Aino, Nottingham Forest. And Igor Ogbu, Slavia Prague.
Okay. By getting some, I think Slavia Prague guy too is the first time he's coming into the team as well.
So Wilfred Ndidi, Leicester City midfielder. For the midfielders, Wilfred Ndidi, Leicester City, Raphael Onyedika, Club Brugge, Alassane Yusuf Abdullahi, New England Revolution, USA, Alex Iwobi, Fulham FC, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Southampton FC, England, and Papa Daniel Mustafa, Niger Tornadoes. And for the forward, Samuel Chukwueze, AC Milan, Italy. Victor Osimhen, Galatasaray FC, Turkey. Ademola Lookman, Atalanta FC, Italy. Victor Boniface, Bayer Leverkusen, Germany. Simon Moses, FC Nantes, France. Sadiq Umar, Valencia FC, Spain. Nathan Teller, Bayer Leverkusen, Germany. Tolu Arokodare, KRC Genk, Belgium.
I think it's the first time as well.
Sadly, Ahmed Musa and a couple of other names that made it to the top 30 have now been dropped.
I think that it's safe to say that Ahmed Musa has had his run. It was a fantastic. I think you cannot talk about the Super Eagles in recent times, that you cannot talk about him. But I think it's fine that he's no longer in the team anymore.
The mistake that people make about his inclusion is that it's beyond playing on the field. If I could take him and he agrees to come to camp, it will come at a very, very big boost for the players, because in situations like this, you need experience, you need people who can convey, what is expected, people who have experienced it at the highest level and at the lowest level. And Ahmed Musa falls into that category. We've had those kind of captains in the past, and it led us to glory. We had it with Stephen Keshi at the Nations Cup. He didn't kick a ball at that particular tournament. I don't even think he played up to 1 hour in the entire tournament. But of course, Guavon was the standing captain then. And of course, they gave him his honor when we won. And I remember that. We've also had that with other captains. And of Truth Ekong being the captain, after Ahmed Musa is playing actively now. It won't be. I would have taken him without thinking twice about it.
Another person that I've been seeing a lot, that has been taking a lot, that I'm kind of, I won't say happy, but it's not like he's been playing. Even generally in his clubs, he's not really been playing a lot. Is Kelechi Iheanacho.
But Kelechi's name is not here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not been playing a lot. So and if the past few months that we've been seeing, he's always been called up, and I'm like, why is this person being called up?
Yeah, well,
what's the point?
The way it happens is that most coaches look at the core of the team, and regardless of what happens outside their national team camp, they still look at the core of the team that maybe he inherited or have played in recent past for him. So that's why Kelechi gets a look in every time, because when he comes to camp, you will be shocked that he's giving them 110% in camp. He might not play enough to start, but you see that most times he gets a look in. So, again, the national team, some people say it's not a rehabilitation center, but it is in some cases, because that's where some people have been able to kickstart their careers or restart their careers. Again, it happened with, was it Shera or Lineker, one of them that went for a long time without scoring, but England kept on inviting him until they started picking up again. So I also would not be adverse, but at the expense of other active players, I wouldn't have invited a Kelechi. But I'm saying that when you have your core 23, I will make it a 24 with an Ahmed Musa.
With Ahmed Musa, okay. Another person, I think that maybe a lot of, would I say, coaches, I won't say they were scared, but maybe it was just, they didn't just want to, maybe it looked like they didn't want to ruffle feathers, was this goalkeeper, Maduka Okoye. I honestly don't think that he's pulled his weight a lot, especially with the fact that he had come out to say that he didn't want to play for Nigeria again. He had dropped the ball when Nigeria needed him the most. And that was when someone like Stanley Nwabali stepped up, and he stepped up good. And then the last outing where Stanley Nwabali could not, he still didn't step up. So, like you said, why waste that space when you can give it to somebody else? And the honest truth is that I think that there is a level of commitment or a level of excitement that even homegrown players will get.
Yeah, so remember that you can reach us on +234 491 616 37661 on WhatsApp. You can call us and get
+234. You said 491. It's 91.
No, +234 916 163 7661.
You people that used to distort numbers. +234 9161 63 7661. Why are you calling numbers in 3s and 4s?
Okay.
What
she said.
Yes, what I said.
Yeah.
+234 91 61 63 7661. That's it.
As long as people get the number and call us, it's fine. So there's no argument there.
Thanks. Anyway, moving on from that. So yeah, since you had talked about that, but with this team now, do you think that they might be able to win all the 3 matches?
I don't know. I'm not going to put my neck on the line again. I'm not going to speak out of passion for the Super Eagles. I just want them to win as a Nigerian. And I know that if they put their head down with the quality in
of
their
the players,
team,
yes, they
in a team that has the last 2, or the current and the immediate past. I can't say last 2. The current and the immediate past African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah.
Active and playing.
Yeah.
In a team that has the player that more or less led a German team that had not won continental trophies to continental trophy last season. I'm talking about Victor Boniface.
Yeah.
In a team that has Tolu Arokodare, one of the hottest shots in the entire Europe as we speak together. In a team that has those type of players, you would expect to get goals and everything. Now, if you look at England, the way things are, you have Calvin Bassey, the tormentor-in-chief of Man United a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
You have Olaino, tormentor-in-chief of Manchester City.
The whole of the Premier League
Liverpool
at this point.
And this and that, and Nottingham.
Yeah.
They're punching way above their weight. If you look at those type of players and you look at, the Simon Moses of this world, mixed and spiced with the, Bruno Yemachi, and
they're actually all fantastic players.
What's this other guy's name that I'm forgetting at the moment now? Bruno Yemachi, my fighter brother. That guy is so powerful. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that list because they sent it to me. I have this memory, but sorry today. Wilfred Ndidi,
Yeah.
But the player I was trying to remember is Alex Iwobi. That Iwobi is having
Iwobi
a great
is
time
finally in his
Fulham.
own. Yeah, he's finally into his own now.
So if Iwobi comes to the party with any of these other guys, so for me, I'll play Iwobi Ndidi and maybe Dele Bashir is injured, which is so painful.
Yeah, he is.
So I'll play Iwobi and Ndidi and maybe with Onyedika. Ralph Onyedika, in the middle of the park, or Aribo. You have Samuel Chukwueze. We are players now. So the thing now is that we've always had players. One, they must be committed. No distractions. No partying. No grooving in the camp. No corner, passy, under in the camp. That people don't understand that the real issues are in the camp. On the part of government, pay them their allowances.
Like yesterday.
Fly them first class. Do everything you have to do.
Make them comfortable.
To make them comfortable.
Yeah.
You understand? And you see results.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Since we're on to sports, maybe we should just move quickly a bit into sports. And I was going to talk about, like I said earlier, it seems to be a few issues with Manchester United. Not issues. First things first, they had announced they've decided to pursue 100,000-seater stadium.
Yeah, this announcement was made months ago. It's just something that, again, the person that runs the place now, Radcliffe, who is a part owner of the club, is bringing back to the front burner. When Cristiano Ronaldo went back to Man United after playing here and there, these are one of the things that he pointed out. But they hounded him. He said nothing really changed from the time he left. Now, notice that he left, played like a decade or so at Real Madrid, went to Juventus. Then he comes back to your club and he's saying nothing, and you people are angry. So here they are now. I still think that United are suffering from their failure to have a succession plan for Alex Ferguson.
But I think it has gone on too long.
No, it can go on forever, Dolupo. That's what they are suffering from. You cannot go from a team that won back-to-back trophies, did the treble twice and everything, to what they are now, if you had a succession plan. If you had someone who could slot in. And one of the dumbest things that people don't see are the Glazers, the people who bought that club. They didn't buy that club like Radcliffe is doing now. Radcliffe is a boyhood Man United supporter. They didn't buy it like Roman Abramovich did, that he wanted to win. They just know that all they had to do was just be amongst the top teams, and that's all. That's all. They've commercialized everything. They sold the sleeves of the jerseys to different people. Training jerseys have been sold. Training ground naming rights have been sold. Everything. Now, they even regionalize their marketing. The marketing that Man United does, other clubs are learning from them because they make so much money. And how did they make it? It was from playing good football and winning trophies. But the Glazers, as soon as they bought that team, they put their debt profile on the team. And people don't understand that. It's like all your base in the world, all your cares and trouble onto United. That's what they did. Brought all their problems. So there's no amount of money they make. They are paying base of the group.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that alone is putting a serious weight on them. Again, if they had really observed, if they are really taking it serious to the point where they were moving with the times, they won't be at this stage now saying they want to build a new stadium and blah, blah. They would have started that plan a long time ago. So these are the issues for me beyond all of that. And the reason why I say they are suffering from that is, again, knowing that when they brought in one or two coaches that were almost going to be iconic, they didn't back those coaches.
Yeah. I'm talking about coaches and players. Jim Ratcliffe has now also said that there's quite a lot of, and the man seems like a very, very prudent person. Since he bought a part of the club, he's very prudent and let a lot of people go. Talking about letting staff go, even the all hail
Dolupo.
Alex Ferguson.
Dolupo.
He's had to.
Dolupo.
Yeah.
This club has a consultant for body language. They just sacked that one a few days ago. I'm sure he's not reading any body language because
you ain't saying
so,
my French.
So people don't like Radcliffe, but he's been as prudent and as strict as it should be. And it's until they get back to major winning ways and they are able to cut the Glazers off finally.
So he made a statement also in his interview and said that most of the players, a lot of them are not good enough and they are overpaid.
Let me say a few things because I look at things from different angles. People were saying Amorim did not do well in this transfer window because there were some names that were willing. They actually agreed, like the Tell guy that went to Tottenham. It was rumored that he was ready to go to Man United to play. Mm-hmm. How is he different from Oiland? How is he different from Zexi? That you want a person that will give you 20-something goals all by himself in a season, and you are buying untested strikers over and over again. You see, it's madness. You do the same thing. You buy players that, then again, you are either buying players who are past their prime, who have this high cost, like Casemiro and one or two other players, or you are buying players who are hyped, but they have not really proven themselves. Either way, you have nothing. So the man beds down and gets this Dogu guy that they got. I saw the guy play 1 or 2 games and I said, this guy has been playing. He's playing like he's been United for like 5 years. Those are the kind of players you need. That's why if you look at Arsenal's recruitment also, people will be shouting they should have gotten it. No, they know that if they get this person, it's good for the hype. It's good for the. But is it really going to give them the goals that they need, or will it fit in? And that's the thing that Arteta has been able to achieve. And the people will say you criticize him all you want, but you look at top 5, top 6 coaches and their first 200 games. Arteta is number 6 of coaches that had won the most games on a list that has Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, and Mourinho and Co. Do you understand? These are the things. These are the things. We poked fun at Liverpool when they didn't buy players in the summer. They couldn't get the players. Look at them, topping the league, doing well in the Champions League. And United never had that kind of serious system in the last 5-6 years. So all they kept on doing was just buying hyped up players. And now, I'm sure that this Amorim guy, he knows what he got himself into.
Yeah, because at this point,
he's going to sack.
Jim Ratcliffe is talking about. They're not even talking about buying a lot of players in the new season now, because a lot of these players need to go. But if they don't want to go, especially if they have long contracts, they all know.
And so the sorrows and the pains of the fans will continue. That's what it means.
Anyway, moving on from that, since we're on to that, the second leg of the Champions League last 16 is starting today, this evening actually. At 6:45, we're going to be seeing Barcelona playing host to Benfica.
Benfica, honestly, on paper and any other
there's
thing
already
there's
just a 1-0 aggregate.
Yeah, but it's Barcelona, and you understand. If I have to call it out, my smart money will stay on Barcelona.
Bayern Munich is going to Bayer Leverkusen, but they have an advantage of 3-0.
There's no difference. They are both German teams.
Do you think that they're going to Bayer Leverkusen could?
I don't know how Leverkusen will turn this around. I don't know how they want to turn it around.
Inter Milan.
And honestly, please, if not for anything, you see Harry Kane, they should let him win one trophy in his career. Please.
Anyway, Inter Milan and Feyenoord. Inter Milan already has a 2-0 advantage, and they are now going to be at home.
Yeah, those are the kind of games that you want to rush and say, it's done and dusted. But man, if you can beat me 2-0 in my house, who says I can't beat you 3-0 in your own?
That was same day. But we can say that with that.
I'm not saying you should go and follow my mouth and say I said Feyenoord will win.
Don't do
I'm
that.
I'm just saying.
Don't do that. I'm
just saying.
Anyway, another very interesting one is Liverpool now being at home to PSG, but there's an aggregate of 1-0 in favor of Liverpool.
It's going to be tougher than the first leg. Players like Kvaratskhelia and co, they're already talking tough. It's looking like people will say, Liverpool. No, PSG is going to come there. I think
it's going to be a bit difficult.
Dembele and a couple of people, they're actually been resurgent and
I think it's not going to be
if
an
I have
easy
to
ride.
watch, if they play all these games at the same time, that's the one I'll watch.
Especially when I'm even saying, for me, I'm even like, with the way we saw PSG play the last time, if they play the same way, I think Liverpool should be very afraid.
They're going to have problems.
Also, Lille will be playing host to Borussia Dortmund. However, this first leg ended 1-1. This tomorrow.
It's everybody's game now.
Anybody's game. And the one that a lot of people seem to have called already is Arsenal PSV Eindhoven, and there is a 7-1 aggregate, and Arsenal is now at home.
When there is not that village people have all left all the villages to converge on Arteta's village. There is no way.
Because now they can lose up to 5-0 and they will still qualify.
In fact, this is the kind of game that Arsenal should use their junior team. There is no way. 7-1. Say wait till happen now. But don't follow my mouth.
I just say what?
Because that's when you now put money on Arsenal. Arsenal know how to break your heart.
But seriously, okay.
Interesting.
Aston Villa Club Brugge. There's a 3-1 aggregate on this.
I'm rooting for the underdog. In this context, it's actually Aston Villa. They're not. I'm not saying that Brugge is bigger than them. I'm just talking about how they've not really been on the continent for a while. They're a big team, if you look at their pedigree and their history. But in recent times, and now they are really, really punching above their weight. And, they did some nice recruitment. They are looking good.
They're not looking bad, yeah? So, the final last 16 game, which is going to be tomorrow, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid has a 2-1 advantage on this.
There's no advantage in this game. It's the Madrid derby. There's no advantage whatsoever. Forget the paper that Dolupo is referring to. You see these two teams, It is war.
So it can be anybody's game.
There's no advantage. It's a derby.
So at this point,
And it's
Real Madrid
and it's
should know what they know that they're in for
if Real think that Atletico...
One small slip up, you are gone. Anyway, let's come back to part of the gist. Wanted to put this out there. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, which is something that we had talked about yesterday, and I wanted to bring it back again today because they are announcing it. It looks like it's an everyday thing. But now they're announcing that the 19 states are on alert for impending heat stress. They just announced it again today. So let's know what we are doing. It means that it's a serious thing. They announced it yesterday, and now they're announcing states saying that and this cuts across the north and the south and the east: Kebbi State, Niger State, Kwara State, Oyo State, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Enugu, Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, Cross River, and the Federal Capital Territory. Also Taraba, Adamawa, Plateau, Kaduna, Zamfara, and Sokoto states. Isn't it funny that this, for the first time in like a long time, Lagos is not in this list, on this list?
Lagos is not there. Lagos is enjoying its coastal affiliations with the lagoons and the oceans and the seas.
Maybe for the first time in like how many years?
Now you know.
It actually did rain yesterday. I'm not sure a lot of people saw that coming.
In all of this, we're just basically urging people across Nigeria and across Africa by extension to please be careful, wear the right type of clothes, and drink lots of water.
You need to be hydrated a lot.
Drink lots of water.
NiMet is even saying that if you can avoid it between noon and 3 p.m., try not to be outside.
Yeah, honestly, stay safe, stay alive, guys.
Yeah. Now let's move on quickly and let's go to the National Assembly. First, the Senate has now directed INEC to conduct elections for Edo Central and Anambra South. And if I'm correct, Edo Central is the governor now, who used to be
left the Senate to become governor of Edo State.
Yes, and the late Senator Ifeanyi Uba, who passed on.
Yeah, I think it died sometime around July or so.
Yeah, July 2024. So they're saying that it's time to actually fill up those places. And I think it makes sense. They're depriving their constituents of representation. Also, if we go on and move to the House of Representatives, that's the Green Chamber, they are saying that they are asking CBN to please suspend ATM charges hike.
That thing is not an ATM price charge hike, but
it's telling you go to your ATM and go and do.
But again, it's on the CBN to be able to properly carry the house along and carry Nigerians along too by disseminating this information very well. I think that's what's lacking. Because if you look at what they're trying to do, it's more or less just reorganizing that thing and trying to reduce the exploitation that you suffer in the hands of these POS operators and their cohorts in the banks.
Yeah. Anyway, also so the EFCC has now announced that they arrested 4 Chinese people and 27 other suspected illegal miners in Jos. I think at this point, the Chinese government needs to, because now this is getting embarrassing.
Dolupo, nothing concerns Chinese government for this matter. It's just like they tell you X number of Nigerians were arrested in Malaysia or in Italy or in Dubai. What were you going to say again? You see, it's down to you that own the country. Police your borders properly. Know the type of people you give visas. Monitor, But here we are showing how porous things can be, amongst other things and all of that. So it's not a good look on us as a country. But what do? We go to sleep? No, we step it up. So we must continue, to raid and deal with these people.
These people. Moving on from that, let's take a bit of gist from a bit of states. First things first, Kebbi State has now confirmed that there's a meningitis outbreak and has caused 26 deaths around the state. So people need to be careful. People need to be more hygienic at this point. Also, there's because of the heat wave, those things thrive in heat. So people need to hydrate a lot more and all that. And then also moving on from that, another sad news from Lagos State. There seems to be they're going on with a diphtheria vaccination drive at the King's College after one person died and 4 others are still critically ill at the school.
It's very sad. Very
due
sad.
Due to diphtheria.
Yeah.
Parents are saying that is lack of hygiene on the side of the school.
The funny thing is, the Minister of Education paid an unscheduled visit to that school a few days ago, barely 2 or 3 weeks ago. And you're wondering, like, okay, why are we not so fast? Like, I saw him pointing at things and going, I saw the videos you get. We just need to take care of these kids more and more. And the sad part, you look at King's College, it's an elite school with its very proud alumni. And you would have thought that maybe beyond government helping or not helping, that they would also get directly involved in the environment called King's College, the old place. Please do what you can. That's the future of Nigeria, and it's not a good thing for a parent that might have sent a child to school now not to ever see that child alive again.
Yeah,
and I hope that thing gets properly contained and
quickly. It doesn't spread out of the school. It's a very, very, very sad one. Now, also, court has now dismissed a suit challenging the Ondo State governor and his deputies' eligibility. So, this is Supreme Court. This matter had been going on before the elections. Yeah,
well, it's the PDP in Ondo State again. And not only has the court dismissed that case, they've also been fined. I just like to find out how fast they will pay the fine and everything. And that's politicians for you. I just want to know how far those things go, because at times, do people get paid? I have a friend that government was fined and they were supposed to pay him, and he still hasn't gotten a kobo. So I just don't know. But sticking to the political story, the thing about that is that this is the thing about politicians. You might think that they don't know what they're doing, but they do. They do. They know that the case doesn't make sense, but they're just hoping that somewhere along the line, some technicality somewhere would see them become governor, like some 1 or 2 governors that have been kicked out based on technicalities. Okay. Talking about politics, since we're on to politics. First things first, Ohanaeze Ndigbo has condemned former governor El-Rufai's defection to the SDP, saying that he's a political leper. And that when he was a governor, that there was a lot of persecution to the Igbos and even Christians in the state, and he left the state in disarray. And so basically, like, the APC don't want him again, and he's wait Ohanaeze Ndigbo is not supposed to be a political party now.
I was going to say that what's Ohanaeze Ndigbo's matter with El-Rufai, but that was the first thing that came to my mind. But don't come at your business, but they say that it's not your business. Because I'm like, what's Ohanaeze Ndigbo, El-Rufai? Like, it's not a political party now. Why are you?
Okay, it is well. It's just funny that they decided to respond or say something about someone exercising his human rights. Is well within the laws of Nigeria that you can associate with the people you want to. And he has just done that.
Yeah, it looks like this defection does not go down well with a lot of people. And I was going to say, even if you're a political party, it didn't come from your party, it didn't go to your party, it shouldn't be an issue. I also saw the former SDP presidential candidates talking about how El-Rufai is an addition to their party. However, that it still has some issues that have to be sorted out. And besides, I also saw a report. Okay, before we go to El-Rufai, before we leave El-Rufai, former the person of the Professor Adeni Olowofela has also now said, a former commissioner of education in Oyo State, has said that the El-Rufai's defection cannot hinder President Tinubu's re-election in 2027.
Yeah, well, they can say that. It's politics. Anybody can say anything. We all said something similar, though, anyway, because, again, we like to do brass tacks and look at facts and figures. And if you check it, not like he added any value to Tinubu's numbers in Kaduna State.
I saw the interview. I think it was Shehu Sonny that was talking about it. And I also saw something yesterday. I think it was singer Shehu Kuti, who... Of course, a lot of people came, only read the comments and were insulting him. I'm like, this is what this guy was saying. And he was talking about how if he has never interacted with anybody before, he has interacted with Tinubu a couple of times. It's someone that he has known. And he's someone that is so smart that he knows everything.
Yeah.
And that whatever you think you know about him, you don't.
Yeah, it's all politics at the end of the day. The only thing is that at times politicians, they do these things and you wonder, do they really care about us that much?
Yeah.
Or is it just for power? Time will tell.
Time will tell. And before we go quickly, there's also the gist. I think that this was a response to reports that have been going around where the former governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, had come to tweet and said that he's not leaving APC as he's a founding member, but we've seen founding members move now. So,
Mr. Uncle,
that he's not moving, that he feels that there's some ideals that need to be changed in the APC
story,
but he's not moving. However, when it's politicians, take their matter with a pinch of salt.
Mr. Uncle JKF, like they like to call you, move, don't move. You know, move us. Do you see what I did there? You move, you don't move. You don't move us. And that's how my people in the street will say it, go move for. But on a serious tip, sir, do you really think we're babies? Yes, you have not come out officially to say it, but are we blind? Don't we see these moves? This same El-Rufai, didn't he say the same things? Didn't he say he's still a member of APC?
Yeah.
Didn't he say that he would rather die? Please now. Uncle, you guys can go anywhere you want to go. I say again, all these movements, is it for the betterment of Nigeria? That's my own question to you.
But you know, also this movement of El-Rufai, I've also seen a couple of people actually move out of the APC. They're not like they're not elected people, but
yeah, there are people who are in El-Rufai's camp.
Yeah, I've seen a few people who are said to be his former commissioners.
The one that is in CBN, has the person resigned? The one that he nominated that is in CBN, has the person resigned?
No, they're supposed to be apolitical.
The other one that they made advisor to president, has the person resigned?
However, I also wanted to point out to people that a lot of people that were going on about his son, apparently it's not his son's handle. No, posted.
No, it's his other one. That one is not the...
Yeah, so I was just saying...
The House of Rep member has not said anything.
He has not said anything.
We all know where his allegiance lies. I feel sorry for him.
I feel very sorry for him.
Ubasani is his person. Is his egbon.
I remember I watched an interview where he said that from him being House of Rep member, Ubasani actually did a lot more for him than his father did.
Yes, so I feel for him.
Yeah, I know he was an aide to Ubasani at the point, and so he's really in a very
but he doesn't have a choice. He will eventually decamp to join his daddy. You know, it's something that I predict.
I just hope that. I say that? I think it's going to be more difficult for him if he decamps to retain that seat.
You never can tell. You know the thing. He's actually doing very well as a...
Yeah, I think he's doing a lot as a House of Rep member. Yes, so I think he is.
That might work for him.
Yeah, okay. That's that on safe day, because we've seen people move and still retain their seats.
The other thing that is actually trending, that is political now, is the protest that some lady was organizing a protest for in support of Senator Natasha Akpoti. They said she's suspended, so they can't address herself as senator. So Natasha Akpoti some lady, she's an Hausa lady. She's been going on about organizing this thing, and she went to meet with the Diadeon. She was posting videos.
Please don't tell me that money is missing.
No. So today they had their protest, or they wanted to.
But
then they got to where they were going to protest. They now met times 50 or times 100 of Akpabio's people there.
Why do we behave like a joke? You know when I said this thing? Was it yesterday? Last week? That is nonsense protest that everybody is doing.
The reason I'm bringing it up is this. She was shocked. And she was saying, "Oh, that they have organized. Oh, you were organizing too. But you're only not happy that they have organized better than you."
Number one, you organize. And number two, you're probably announcing it on social media.
The only protests that has effect are the organic ones. You see all this paid thing that Akpabio is doing, and that you are doing too for senator, and you say you won't get paid. We get that, but one way or the other, agenda is agenda. So it was actually funny that she made a video and stood in front of Akpabio's protesters or supporters,
and she's angry.
She's actually naively shocked. I'm like, so you thought you were going to have a free day?
So my issue
you were on Twitter posting, and you think that politicians are not seeing it?
That's it for me. Except you make it completely quiet.
Protest is an industry in Nigeria. Protest. Today you can protest for Akpabio, and tomorrow you can protest for Natasha.
You know that I will not actually be shocked if a couple of months down the line you hear that there's WhatsApp groups where you can just pay some people and then you can get.
Oh, you don't protest. Know it's already this app that you should be talking about now. Look at this one.
Let's be going.
If you want crowd, there are places that they go to get crowd now. Did you see the Akpabio people that someone was making a video, they were fighting over pure water? That was last week's protest.
I swear, politicians cannot get, what's it called now? They cannot take us seriously if we continue this nonsense.
All the people they went to, hungry or not, had said, "Oga, we're not interested. Go and prove yourself innocent. You go and prove him guilty. Leave us. No protest." All this nonsense will not be happening.
But they cannot take us seriously.
And again, how many of the noise that they have made has led to anything?
Well, anyway, on that note,
peace out, Jerry.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.